Hello, and welcome to another episode of the 100,000 Reasons for Gratitude. Please join me as we look at life through a lens of happiness. In today's episode, I am grateful for divine freedom. Lately, there has been a couple of words that we have had a lot of. We have had the word freedom severally. We have had the word alchemy. We have had the word transmutation, uh, manifestation. There've been a lot on several platforms and feeds across all the social media platforms. And now we get to look deeper into it. Now, we do know that it's the seventh ray that's working at the moment, it's on the focus at the moment. And thus, those themes are its major virtues, its major focus. And within that ray, we get to see also that we are shifting into the Aquarian age, which focuses mostly on your emotional and my emotional worlds. And we do realize that even on most platforms at the moment, and generally even for everyone, emotionally things are we're becoming more tuned to our emotions, whether you consciously knowing it or unconsciously knowing it, but for sure it's there, which is a very big change compared to the Piscean era, which was majorly mental perspective, mental energies. Now we're moving into the emotional world. And the most important aspect of this, and would say the goal at the moment, is mind and heart coherence, whereby they both work together and they are serving the greater good. And whenever you're serving the greater good, you're serving the divine, you're serving God, and that's just it. So let's delve a little bit deeper into these concepts, and let us begin by the concept of divine freedom. Now, on the same platforms, how it's coming in, the focus is most people, the focus is shifting to, financial freedom, money freedom, wealth. Yeah, I believe most of the content you have come across has a lot to do with that. And that's the concept of freedom, right? Because on the 3D, it's that focus that seems to be it. It has to be this to give me this. Now, here we're trying to go deeper into the concept of divine freedom and how it looks. Now, when we feel that word, not as a word that has been used in various ways over the years, but now as a divine attribute. When we think of freedom, just let it hit you. Let it hit all your cells and let it resonate back to you. It's, for me, it's magnificent because if someone was to ask you, define define that feeling of being free, possible examples would be a bird flying in the air, right? And it's so up in the air that it's just gliding. The wind is almost carrying it. Yes, it's in control because it can flap its wings once in a while when it really needs to maybe control something or change a direction or stay like this, but it's gliding through. When we look at the waves as they crash into the shore, not loudly really, but just the rolling of it when it's maybe in the peak of the day or it's a certain time and the waves are just flowing slowly. When we think of trees and how the wind just passes through them and the branches and the leaves are almost like dancing, that's what we could easily define as freedom when asked. And it is true. It really is that, because nature does know how to be free. It knows nothing else but being free. And so how does it look like for you? When we look at quantum mechanics and we look at the concept of when you focus on a plane, all particles exist, tens and millions and zillions possibilities exist as particles. But the minute the observer tunes in to one particle, all the rest disappear, and they only become within and see that particle. But when they zoom out, the zillion possibilities exist again. Now, there's one aspect of freedom that you can look at, you can focus on, and imagine that that's it and that's the only. And truth be told, it is true. You're rightly correct. There's no right or wrong there. It's okay. Then there's the other perspective on our page, which we love focusing on, is what if we zoom out and view all the other possibilities that do exist, that are possibilities and amazing possibilities for you. Now, as we look at those possibilities, one could be freedom to love, could be freedom to see the beauty in everything around me, freedom to only feel and see everything as the divine in all around me. Um, it could be freedom to be, actually to be, meaning you're able to express yourself as the magnificent being that you are. And when we look at more attributes of the divine, of God, of source, we see love as the major and the most biggest aspect. God is love, and love is God. And when we look at it deeply, what love is, with the various explanations, the wonderful poems by Rumi, when we look at Saint Paul and his explanation of love and what it is and what it's not, what we see there is freedom. To love is to be free. To be free is to love. And you for you to love something freely means you love it to a point where you are not, clinging onto something. Because when you're clinging, that's not being free. You're not freeing it. You're not giving it freedom. But God loves us that He gives that freeness, that freedom. And are we able to see the various concept of freedom I'm talking about? That there's so much to it. There's absolutely so much to the concept of divine freedom. It's deeply exciting. I'd say exciting because it really is. When you allow yourself to enter and feel feel that energy soar through you, it brings in a lot. So in today's episode, I want us to do our little exercise as we always do. And the question I want us to ask each other is, and to really ask ourselves is, what is my definition of freedom? What is that particle that I can focus on? That one particle that I know when I focus on will change my entire perspective of everything. And in turn, will bring me marvelous opportunities, marvelous moments, everything that I've ever wanted. For some, it could look like freedom to, may I be able to see Love everywhere I live, everywhere I exist. May only love be. To another, it could be, may I only feel and see beauty. To another, it could be, may I have freedom to connect so that everywhere I go, am always open hearted. I'm able to receive so that even when God gives me, because God will give you, and because God is always giving us every single moment, every single second we are being given by the divine, you're able to receive it. Freedom to receive is also a version of freedom. So that you're able to just be. You're given a compliment, thank you. That's lovely. Someone gives you a gift, thank you. I appreciate it. Not, I feel like you could have done better. I feel like you could have tried something more expensive, or maybe this and not this, depending on yourself. Meet that self. Meet that self and let's alchemize this. Because alchemy is freedom. To realize that you have the power in your hands. It's not about a situation, it's not about a person, it's not about a place, it's just within you. All you gotta do is just attention. Your attention is the currency. When we view that, I feel free even by thinking about it. Because now you can no longer blame someone, you can no longer blame a place, you cannot blame the weather, because it becomes, oh, okay. Okay, I get to choose. And isn't that what freedom is? Choosing. Freedom to choose. This episode fills me with so much joy because things are very different if we look back 10 years ago, 20 years ago, for those who have lived as long, maybe 100 years and more ago. This focus of the seventh ray is absolutely magical. If we look at words like alchemy, as I've pointed out, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of those as well, alchemy really is just changing something from impure to pure, from mercury, lead to gold. Really, that's it. And every moment of our lives, we have the opportunity, you have the power to alchemize, and that's freedom by itself. What does that look like? St. Paul talks to us about, my brothers and sisters, fill your mind with those things that are good and deserve praise. Fill your minds with those things that are true, lovely, honorable. When we're able to realize, oh, so these things I've been thinking lately are becoming what I see daily. What if I flip this and start thinking this way? Could be in one area of your life if that feels easier for you. It could be in all areas of your life if your container can hold that change. Yes, it's good, it's allowed. And the universe is there to back you up, because the default us, the default human, contrary to what we've been seeing on movies and everywhere else, the default you is perfect. The default you is good. The default you is clean. That is the truth, and that's the only truth. So any other things that are happening are just things we've created by ourselves. Shadows we have made, we have given power that don't really have that much power. Because the default us, the real us, is perfect. The real us is pure. The real us is good. The real us is love, because God is love and we are His. We are His children. And oh, wow. Okay. So, concept of manifesting. You manifest daily. And most of these platforms keep mentioning, you should try this, you should try this. You have been doing it daily. Now, the question is, what have we been bringing in? What do you feel that you need to attract better? Then you just switch them. We do the alchemy bit, right? We change it. We're like, okay, the X has been giving me results X. Meaning, if I can try Y, thinking Y, I can be able to attract Y. And so the concept would just be, how can I bring in more of this good stuff that I want? Is it I should change my visual cues? Is it something I could change? Maybe my auditory, the things I listen to. Is it something I can work on? Maybe changing my sensory, things I'm touching, maybe, or get like, because senses are one of the most common places that we're able to accept things within us. So, in this lovely episode, I wish to ask me, what is freedom to you? And which particle can you focus on at the moment that will bring and open? It's almost like a floodgate for you to be able to see all the million possibilities, gazillion possibilities that exist. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.